what's going on, YouTube? What's going on? This is your boy New Lion 144, back at it with another video. This time we're reviewing my first impressions on the beta test for the game, well-known shooter Valorant. Man, made by Riot Games, man. Want to go ahead and get a quick shout out to them for giving us an opportunity to go ahead and test things out for the PlayStation 5 that's coming to systems near you, so y'all be on the lookout for it. And make sure, man, y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share and comment on the video, man. So, starters, man, I wanted to go ahead and let y'all know as far as the word of mouth that I've gotten for this game, because I've never played Valorant before. It tends to be a good rapport that I got from it. Pretty much, you know, I've seen its reach in TikTok, certain gameplays, memes that the community has came up with. You know, it never did spark my interest, but I just deemed it as one of those games that, you know, got a nice core fan base, nice community of people that want to play it. So, you know, that's just as far as it went. Until, you know, of course, we had the opportunity to get reached out to try the game out that's planning on coming out for PlayStation 5, which I jumped at the opportunity. You know, I love to try out new games. You know, that's what the channel is all about. And that's what sparked me to go ahead and get myself involved into this. Now, the tutorial. The tutorial of the game, I love the tutorial of the game. It's very fleshed out and introduces the, new players into the world of Valorant. To get them used to the visuals, get them used to the movement of the character and how the game works, and especially on one of its main gameplays, which is swift play. What you don't know what that is equivalent to something that you would see in like Counter-Strike, Rainbow Six Siege, or even Search and Destroy off of Call of Duty or COD. It's very nice how they got it all fleshed out. It allows a new player to understand exactly what's going on before they just jump straight into, you know, the new game, which I always give kudos out to developers when they do that for players, for new players. So let's go into the main interface. After you get through your tutorial, you go into the main interface, and from here you have the play select and a few other tabs that's going into your career progress, the battle pass, the store, and so on and so forth. But I want to mostly focus on the modes. That's where I spent most of my time at. Which the modes that they have is an unrated. It's the standard Valorant game mode where, you know, is first to 13 wins, and, you know, one team spends on attacking while the other team spends on defense, and then they switch. What I like the most about the interface itself when you're choosing between the modes is that it displays on how long the matches tend to last, between 30 and 40 minutes. Another game mode, Swift Play, which is a shorter version of the standard Valorant game of unrated, but, you know, which is a first to 5 wins. But the time on it is 10 to 15 minutes, you know, that they display. You know, another game mode that they have is the Team Deathmatch, which this one, it functions as a Team Deathmatch that you would see in any other shooter game with the abilities enabled. So you can use the abilities on this on set maps, usually shorter ones, and it's a, you know, team first to 100 kills wins. But it also displays how long those matches last, which is like 8 to 10 minutes. Then, of course, you got your deathmatch, which is mostly like a free-for-all to help you practice your gunplay, and the abilities is turned off. So there's no economy, no rounds. It's just straight up, you know, first to 40 wins. And but they again display the minutes that it will take. So it's very, I would say, casual friendly when they display the times like that, because, you know, of course, casual players that would play their game tend to work around schedules. People going to work, they come home, want to, you know, dedicate an hour to, you know, play time, 2 hours. So when they, you know, see minutes like this, they're like, oh, okay, I could probably, you know, run through maybe 5 or 6 matches on deathmatch, maybe get 1 unrated, 2 unrated matches in, go about my way. That's tolerable. That's a good look. For them to display that's usually how long the matches will last. Characters. Now let's address the roles real quick. So you have a total of 4 roles that the characters all are classified under. You have duelists, which duelists there are mostly the offensive class of agents. They usually excels on one-on-one fights. That's what their main thing about them is. And then you got initiators, which they the ones that are like your recon type of characters. They get you the information on the angles and ways on how to infiltrate an area in particularly. And then you got controllers, which they are, mostly experts in going into those areas, taking down the traps and, the defenses that are made up in those said areas or strongholds that the other team has made on the map. So that's what they're mostly geared towards. And then finally you have the sentinels, which are your defensive classes. Those are the ones that are going to set up the barriers. Those are the ones that's going to set up the perimeters over areas. Because usually how, like I said, if you play Search and Destroy, you got maybe 2 to 3 different points that the attacking team can go to set up bombs. So if in this situation here, if your team is divided into perfect classes of groups of 5, then they all can contribute their roles into making or breaking the match. So, it's very team heavy modes that they have on here. And the classes work with each other and can work against each other depending on how you choose your character. Now, as far as for me, I love the art style of this game. The appeal of the characters is very drawing, which I like a lot. It's its own style. It's very unique to what it is. I like it. So the appeal is there. And, you want to be able to play all the characters. I think one of the things I wish they could have had was actually have them all unlocked. They would have had all the, characters unlocked for the beta. And, that would have gave an opportunity for players to actually explore all characters. Because I found myself, at a crisis. Because, of course, in Apex, not like a copy and paste. Because I don't want to say that to kind of deter the variety and the uniqueness of the characters. Because you feel it here too. But what I will say is that based on abilities, there's certain abilities that you just don't, you just don't mess with. Kind of like reminds me of, game base wise as far as game difficulty of the characters or usage of the characters. So I tend to find myself, playing, characters like I played the Phoenix. Yeah, I played the duelist, character Phoenix starting off. That's usually like, the Ryu of the game. But I found myself, more as I'm starting to get into it to try to fit my playstyle and what characters would just snap with me. With characters like Jet, I played Chamber, Brimstone, Viper, So I have my hands on, those other characters that I seem to sync myself up with more. But if I would have had more variety with or more access to the select screen of the characters, then I could have been able to go ahead and play a lot more characters. But those are the main 4 that I found myself playing with during my time with the beta. Now is guns and gameplay. So as far as with the gameplay, I'm gonna go into the gameplay first. The gameplay is, of course, it's like your typical shooter, but there's a catch. They do not have aim down sights for the most part. You are shooting from the hip, so it's hip fire. Based with that information, recoil is going to be a huge factor in the type of gun that you will select to use. Because if you can't control that recoil, you're going to be shooting everywhere around the person that you actually is trying to hit. Especially if you get something like an SMG or, assault rifle. So, game is mostly down to, single shots being a straight up guaranteed kill if you know how to work with the recoil of an assault and an SMG. So, I found myself running with guns like the Sheriff and Bucky, which is, is a handgun. The Sheriff is, and, Bucky is a shotgun, 12 gauge. And was able to make a difference and actually play a factor in the matchup. itself because of the immediate high damage impact, spread on the shotgun, especially if it's up close, hit straight to the body. It could catch someone. Also, too, like I said, if I'm shooting it from a distance, that bullet spread can get a headshot, which is a guarantee, knockdown in this game. So that was the guns that I was mostly going to. I still seen other players, like I said, playing with assaults and SMGs, and even some had rectals on it to aim down sights, which again, I don't know how they're able to get it. I tried to take my guns to the firing range, all the guns, to try out and see how they shoot, which they all feel decent, especially the shotguns. I love the shotguns in this game. They actually pose a threat if somebody's running around with one. That a lot of people will be nervous to engage with. But yeah, I was seeing people having rectals and on their guns to be able to aim down sights. And at first I thought it was just a character specific type of thing, but as I continued to play throughout the week, I was seeing other players able to have that. So I don't know, it was just one of those things where it was like, okay, yeah, either I'm missing where I can equip it at, or what, or I don't know, maybe I'm not high enough level. I don't know. So y'all can let me know down in the comment sections, like, where you can access a rectal to be able to aim down sights on, or attach that to certain guns, if there's an option to do that, or is a character specific. Another thing about the gameplay is the controls. Now, when I first started, controls was a little bit off-putting for me, to where my performance wasn't too improved, wasn't too good. And yeah, of course, I'm just starting the gameplay, but it wasn't until once I was able to have the option to change the controls that I was able to go ahead and pull off, some actually good gameplay, and finally tap into whatever skills I was able to develop by playing shooters throughout the years. So, it's very paramount to go ahead and check out the controls, see what game styles that you like to play the game as, and tap into that, and you see a huge difference. Or if you want to get used to the way the Valorant controls are set up, then roll with that. It's very, like I said, it's very user friendly. Once you know where to go to set those things up. So for the overall experience, I would say it's a very good game, very casual friendly. I would say that if you're a casual player that has work schedule, but you do like games like Search and Destroy, Team Deathmatch. It has a Team Deathmatch on here that I found myself playing a lot. Especially when I try out new characters to flesh out their abilities. But as far as with those extra game modes, if you like a much more slower pace of gameplay, where your character spends most of the time trying to position themselves so that they can be able to catch someone off guard coming around the corner, then this is that game for you. I know me personally, it's not usually my forte. I mostly, you see the games that I usually play, fast paced, thinking on your toes, knowing how to manipulate the covers that you have, which, by the way, this game do shoot through covers. So if you like hiding on a corner or whatever, if a player shoots that corner, them bullets gonna go right through and still hit you. So cover is really not the gameplay in this on this game. It's not really the strategy to worry about cover. It plays a factor, but it's not the guaranteed way to go like it is on Apex, where you can hide and poke out a cover to kind of work out certain situations instead of getting caught out in the open. So if this is your type of game, then check out and be on the lookout for Valorant that will drop soon on systems near you. Yeah, man, this is my first impressions on Valorant. Again, I want to shout out to Riot Games for giving us an opportunity to try out the game. Again, man, comment down below. Let's share your experience of Valorant and how y'all feel about the game now, about the transition over to systems in the near future. And let me know, man, do y'all have a favorite character? What's your favorite guns that you like to choose on the game? What was your best experiences that you have experienced on there on the game itself? And are y'all ready and pumped for Valorant to come out, man? So we can check it out and really grind it out. Those that's on the systems, of course. You know, PC gamers, don't be going too crazy on us, man. We just now joining the party, y'all. We just now joining the party. All right, man. So until next time, guys, we are out.
Defenders win.